All right, hi guys. Let's begin with what was the quirky little, those of you that think this is lame, I apologize. What's the quirky little thing that is missing today? What is the minor deal? And if anyone didn't watch the earlier video, then let's go with this one. I will say I'll reveal this in a moment. Something is off. Today's sales training is about guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is to best define, hey, we're about to find out that Bob Braudrick does not know how to spell gorilla. Sorry that I didn't look that up. What is guerrilla marketing? It is 500 million things. We can try to define it, but what it is I'm going to define it like this because I think this is a definition that should be in the dictionary. It is advertising through labor versus money. So you're going to have a follow-up question. And your follow-up question is going to be this. Then is it free? And the answer is twofold. Number one, no, of course not. Nothing in this world is free. Number two, and this is more complicated, is not only no, but it is the most expensive option. The most expensive advertising you can do in your life is guerrilla marketing. Is it expensive through money? No, absolutely not. It is the most expensive because I think your time is the most valuable thing in the world. And you are spending your time. There's somebody once said, I think the quote was, you can have time or you can have money. You spend money to gain time or you spend your time to gain money. What you can never have is both. I think I can make more money doing other things than I can through the marketing. Thus, I think guerrilla marketing is not a huge fan of it. It is so much more affordable to buy leads other ways. That said, why does guerrilla marketing exist then? Why would you do it? What do you know about it? Well, let's assume that business is down and I don't have any more money for advertising, or let's assume business is down, so I've got employees that I'm paying. And I'm paying them to work a 40, 50-hour week, whether I have work for them to do or not. So I could pay them to sit on their butts and drink coffee like this, because work is down, or I can say, you go do this. By the way, they are not as committed. They're just employees. They will sneak off, they will cheat, they will lie. Sucks, but it does happen. So try to be as specific as you can on what they're doing. That way they have a task, they understand it, they know it. Make sure it's one that work avoidance is not a big area for them that they don't mind doing. Otherwise you'll get guys that for whatever reason, they're afraid deep down of what you're asking them to do, and they will seek to avoid it in whatever way they have to. So try to make sure that you get buy-in, that it's something they're comfortable doing, and then that it's a defined task, and then send them to do it. You will find that some get right in and they go whole heart because they've sold out for the company. Do whatever you have to keep that employee till heck freezes over. You're going to find some that just work avoid like crazy. If that happens, do two things. Number one, discern, is this work avoidance due to some psychological insecurity, fear, whatever, and then how do you want to judge that as relates to the employee? Number two, if it's just, I ain't what I was hired for, I don't do that kind of stuff, I don't care how hard it is, I don't care what it cost you, I don't care how stupid this sounds, fire them immediately. Period. That person is a cancer in your office. They were a curse to you to have around. Fire them immediately. I don't care if you don't understand there's solid gold in this area. Fire them immediately. Go with 10. If it's gold, silver, copper, bronze, 10, go with somebody that's just 10 in that area. That is a mud cake, relatively speaking, because you will go farther with someone with the right placement and heart. What is it you always say as a coach? I don't care if we win or lose. I cared the effort you gave me. Why do so many people despise the Dallas Cowboys right now? Because at least the image they give to the world is we're going to win and we care about winning, but we don't care about character. Why do people love and respect Tom Brady and New England Patriots, even those like me that hate them? Because regardless whether they win or not, you know they're putting in the effort and you respect the heck out of it. You got to have the same with your employees. It may hurt short term, it's going to pay off bigger down. Now, that was a rabbit hole. Let's get out of it and come back. So now, how do I do it? We've now defined it. We know what it is. Ooh, quick answer. Is it free? No, it's not free, but it's close. Why is it not free? Because there's still some expenditures that go with it. You still got to buy business cards that cost 10 cents each. You still got to buy trifold brochures. They cost a penny or two a piece. You still got to buy flyers. You got to put something in the folks' hands so they can remember you. So it still has some cost. It's just very minimal relative to buying advertising time. Now, how do I do it? We've established that it's expensive. Whatever, Bob, that's your opinion. I don't care. By the way, I do want to come back. I got lost on when I have an employee that's standing. The reason I'm teaching this is I've had a couple franchisees call me recently, and they're, what do? I'm dying. Okay, big deal. So I shoulda. I didn't. Now I'm sitting here and I got no money in the bank and I have no clients. What do I do? My answer is always, you're dying to go back and say, hey, I told you so. What good does that do anyone? So you covered a little bit because you need to be aware. And when we find a way out of it, you need to be aware so you don't repeat the same mistake down the road. But the reality is you have two options. You can lay there and cry and starve to death and die, metaphorically speaking, or you can get up and you can fight and scrape and dig and get dirty and get muddy and go. By the way, you got no money. You're going to have to dig up a pittance because, again, it's not totally free. And then you got to go guerrilla market. And guerrilla marketing is absolutely necessary when you have more time than money. So if I have more time than money, then I have labor that I can spend, but I don't have cash that I can spend. So we are going to go out and we are going to guerrilla market. Now, and I probably ought to write this down. What is the number one goal of all advertising? Period. Exclusive. Number one goal. Advertising, number one goal. Matter of fact, not only that, I will rephrase it by this. Only goal. It is to get a lead. A lead is anyone that asks about you and from whom you can eventually get a name and phone number and hopefully email address. So, if I have no money and all I have is time, how do I do that? You do that face to face. Because again, the goal of advertising, period, it's only one. Get a lead. Do we now understand what a defined lead is? By the way, emphasis on eventually. When you're doing guerrilla marketing, you're going to do a whole lot of planting seeds that are going to need people to call you eventually, go on your website eventually, that will then give you their name and information. Your fantasy is to talk to them and to get it now. Love getting it now. That's the dream. But remember, this is just getting them. So, the beauty of guerrilla marketing, as with any other marketing, is it yields crops immediately and it yields them down the road. Most of the seeds you're going to plant by innumerable number, like by the billions, are going to produce nothing. Of the ones you plant, they're going to produce, I don't know, 2/3 are going to produce down the road. So you're going to kill yourself to get that 1/3. So by the way, pause for a moment and do the math. How much do you have to do to get the sale today? How many sales do you have to survive this month? How much do you have to do to get those sales? You don't go to bed, you don't sleep, you don't hug the kids, you don't go to a Little League game, you don't eat, you don't do anything until you've done that. Now, you want to value excess above and beyond surviving and do a work-life balance thing and say, okay, how much is extra money worth to me versus not sleeping, not eating, not seeing my kids, not going to the game. Now you can do that. But until you have survived, until you have paid the bills, until you have a roof over their heads and shoes on their feet and food in their bellies, that is number one priority, period. You don't get to question. You give up everything to do that. By the way, that kind of attitude is absolutely necessary for guerrilla marketing to succeed. Because if you're not starving, if you're not fire burning your belly, if you're not dying hunger, you're going to have very little resource. So, how do I go out and get a lead? You make sure that it's blatantly obvious who you are and what you do. What is the very first thing I jokingly said? What's missing today? Hopefully you noticed. Where the heck is the logo on my shirt? Where is my brand? How often have y'all ever seen me unbranded? You know how few shirts I own that aren't branded? I think I have 5. Now keep in mind, I'm weird about shirts. I've got like 40 shirts. I buy like 2 or 3 a month because I give them away like crazy too. I literally love to give the shirt off my back away to people because it means they're walking around wearing one of my ads. I have folks that see shirts, I love that shirt. I take it off and I hand it to them. Oh, I can't. I go, please, please. Matter of fact, here's $2. Get it clean so you feel good about it. Please, because you're walking around advertising me. And they giggle and laugh. You know what they do? They wear the bloody thing. And I get people guerrilla marketing for me out there. But you got to have it. You have got to start. I mean, core essence of your heart. To the point, if this isn't true, I'll overstate it and say it's disgust. Do you ever wear unbranded clothing? Quit it. Do not go to church without a branded shirt. Do not go to the grocery store without a branded shirt. Do not go to the Little League park without a branded shirt. Do not go anywhere unbranded. And by the way, if you're really fighting, if you're really digging, if you're truly guerrilla marketing, does your family own a shirt that's not branded? If so, I'm going to overstate this as a joke. Burn them and get them only branded. If you can send your kids to school in nothing but branded shirts, I guarantee you, if you got 2 kids in school and you make them wear a branded shirt and you make them wear them every day to school, I guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt that will produce a minimum of 1 sale a month within 4 months. Now you're like, I did it, Bob, and it didn't happen. Your guarantee sucks. Well, make sure your kids don't go to a crappy school and make sure your kids aren't aren't jerks or aren't people that my dad's company, I hate it. Yeah, put some wisdom in here too, people. But if your kids bought in, if they love the family, if they go to a relatively nice school, if you can teach them 5 words, memorize the 30-second elevator speech, I guarantee you, it's insane. You know why? Because their parents and their friends are going to see them. The teachers are going to see them. And people talk. They're going to say, golly, that family, I mean, what runs through their head after a couple weeks is they believe in what they do so stinking much. People that bought in at this level, I'm going to trust them. And it might be a $6,000 remodel job that stinks that you don't want. Again, feeding family. It's ridiculous how much it works. Number 2. Oops. You probably just found out I don't know how to spell vehicle either. Branded vehicles. Branded vehicles. And if your response is, well, I've got the one truck that's required and we keep it in the parking lot. Oh, come on, man. Come on. It's what, $1,700 to wrap one? It's a driving billboard everywhere you go. Y'all realize I've had times where we're so tight. I have paid people part-time minimum wage to just drive around town in my vehicles. I have employees who part of their pay is I put their spouse in a branded vehicle. Spouse gets a really nice vehicle. I get a driving ad. I get a family that's buying in a little bit more. Do I make that spouse memorize the elevator speech and carry some brochures and some coins? Absolutely. It's part of it, but it's a win, 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 win. If you're hurting, you're tight, you're new, what about your parents? Do they love you enough to let you wrap their truck? Do it. Your wife picking the kids up at school, oh, no, I can't send my kids to school branded. Or maybe you're like mine. They go to private school. They're not allowed to. They have to wear a uniform. Pick them up in it. The kids go to a little bitty private school, average class, and I mean the graduating class is like 35 kids. Little nothing school. Some are well off, some are poor. Doesn't matter. I think in the last 3 years that they've been there, we've done 14 jobs directly related to that school that I'd have never gotten if my wife wasn't picking them up every day in a wrapped Suburban. Dead serious, guys. I visited a church with a friend the other day. Not a big church, congregation maybe, I don't know, 200 people. Walked in, walked out, felt guilty about it because I'm at church, but I had 5 people stop and beg me for more information. You gotta go, you gotta wrap, you gotta brand. So okay, you say to me, dude, you don't understand. My wife's car's wrapped, my car's wrapped, my preacher's wife's car's wrapped. I got no more money for a wrap. We own 30 shirts and every one of them's branded and we share them. I mean, my wife's having to wear my work shirt today because we can't even afford to do the laundry. You don't get it. We have done it. We have sold out. What do I do now? Well, let's start with the simple things. Home shows are guerrilla marketing. Are you going and doing talks? Have you talked? I.e., tell your story. Anywhere, everywhere, and every opportunity you can. Seek places out. Send places. I mean, let your insecurity fly. Because dudes, I'm insecure. This bugs me. This is an insecure thing. But shoot it out. Mail to every school in the city and state. Go to the most inner city where you can. I mean, go talk to Mud, if Mud will let you. Send it to the prisons. I don't care. Anywhere you can tell your stinking story, do it. Join a tip group. Join the Chamber of Commerce. Go to their boring, irritating, nothing but insurance and Baker talks. Go, 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 go. Go to every local gathering, meeting, stand around and tell it while you're getting water, while you're getting coffee. And by the way, the best conversation starters wear your branded shirt and you smile at somebody and they're like, I guess I got small talk. Hey, what is you building? Boom! Glad you asked. Let me tell you my story. Get it, 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 do. Okay, so you're saying, you don't understand, people hate me, I smell bad, and I've got fungus on my cheek, and they won't let me come and speak to their group. Okay, what do I do now? 500 million others, but I've spoken too long, so here's the last one. And I'm dead serious about this. I've done all this, or for some reason I can't do this, whatever it is. So it's all there. But I'm out of money. I got no cash. I got no nothing. Mortgage is due. There's no bread in the cupboard. Even had to disconnect the air conditioner because we can't afford the electric. But I don't want to lay down and die. Because let's remember, you have the option of laying down and dying. Don't want to. What do? You get the cheapest, most affordable handout flyer in the world. The best, cheapest I know of, by the way, is our little trifold brochures. They got a little place on the back for you to put your info. You can buy a stamp, because it's what I used to do, and you stamp them. What I found, and this is a pittance of money, so again, you may not be able to afford this. The best and highest quality, you should buy those little label things that come with a little program for your computer and go with your printer, and they're clear, and you print them off by the hundreds, and it's just, you put in the name, address you want, and it's just, and it duplicates it on every one. It's a real handy, easy little thing. Sell them at Office Depot. They're pretty cheap too. And you peel them and you put them on the back of all those because they last better. They won't smudge like the stamp will. We've got our even cheaper, buy them by the ream, the little handouts that we do at home shows. Again, you need to stamp it or handwrite your info in if you need to do that. By the way, seriously, we're out of money. You can get a free pen by going to a local bank, and you can sit there at night in the wee hours of candlelight or the light of the moon, and you can handwrite in your name and address and phone number. I'm serious. I'm really serious. I do prefer the stickers again, but go with those. If you don't do that, and you gotta have, and it's like, I can't even afford that. I can't even do those. Can you find a friend that loves you enough to let you borrow their computer and their paper and ink? Get the cheapest paper you can and handwrite. I mean, just put your logo and your name and construction consultant and just print them out on the cheapest paper you possibly can on your friend's printer. And if you don't have the $5 for the ream of paper, I kid you not, stand on the street corner with a "We'll work for food" sign. Within 30 minutes, you'll have $5. Go buy the ream of paper, beg the friend, and print. Again, really not being a smartass. I'm dead serious. Now, what do? Pick a neighborhood. Pick a neighborhood, start at 7:45 a.m. Not 7:44, not 7:33, not 7:58. 7:45 a.m. And go till, it's pushing the envelope depending on when the sun sets, but I'm going to go to the extreme and say go to 8:30 p.m. Okay? That's 13 hours. Carry a jug of water, maybe some snack bars, or if you're truly out of food, suffer through without food or water. Drink from people's hoses as you're walking. Pick a neighborhood and go door to door. I kid you not. Door to door like a Fuller Brush salesman. And figure out what you want to say. But basically what you're going to say is this. Hi, I'm Bob Braudrick with You Build It, and we've had some great success in this neighborhood, or neighborhoods exactly like this one, doing some remodels, even at times running into people looking to build new homes. We're a wonderful and exciting new way to build, and I would love to just leave you my information if y'all ever consider doing any remodeling on your home, or if you just run into anyone you know. I am new, I don't have any money for advertising, and I love what we do. We're a national company, and I'm just introducing myself. I hope you would consider visiting with me. Thank you for your time. Within an hour, somebody's going to walk you in their house to have you give them a rough quote to do this. You want to know something? If you're running for local office, heck with local. If you're running for office, you know what the most important advertising you do is the guerrilla marketing. To this day, don't care what your war chest is and how much advertising you do on TV. Let me say this, getting the media to lie for you, as they do for the Democrats all the time. If I offended you, I don't care, it's true, is your best. But outside of that, the real marketing, the really important one, is the stinking go to meetings, be seen, shake hands, and door to door. I don't know why it matters. People remember it. People go, I don't like that person, I don't agree with them. I'm all for this guy, and this is my policy. But I met him, and he seemed nice. Or even didn't seem nice, I just met him. It's ridiculous. You wouldn't believe the power of this. I'm kidding you not, guys. Do all the others first. But when you're down, and when you have time, when you're hungry, you would not believe the power of this. Door to door, fast as you can. Wear your good walking shoes. Wear shorts if you have to. I strongly encourage you against it. I strongly encourage you to wear blue jeans. Wear a nice shirt. Let it be untucked. That's not the best way, but if you're doing that much walking, it gets all bound up and undone in weird ways. It doesn't look as good, so just wear it untucked for the day. Stick those little brochures. I like the trifles. Put them in your, but again, whatever you have, put them in your pocket and do your loop. Grit it out, because you're going to walk probably 4 miles before you're going to get back to your car. And when you do get back to your car, you're going to get in your car, take a quick swig of water out of that milk jug that you washed out and refilled, because it's the only thing you can afford, and you're going to drive down for your next 4 to 5 mile grid. And you're going to do this from 7:45 a.m. to 8:30. Do it for 2 weeks. I virtually believe it's impossible for you to not sell. Is it selling something good enough for me? I don't know, man. But I'll tell you this, if I can't turn on the air conditioner and somebody looks at me and says, yeah, I need somebody just to fix this toilet, I'll be here tomorrow. $1,000, $500, I don't know, $100, whatever. I'm trying to turn on the AC, man. Guess what I'm doing at 8:30 tonight? Because I can no longer go door to door. It's too late. But I guarantee you, I can't turn on the air conditioner. I don't need to watch TV. Again, I'd see my kids after I fed them and put shoes on them. So you go and you do what you have to. I'm fix that toilet at 8:30 at night. I don't care if it's only $100. It's $100. That parlays into that lousy $15,000 kitchen remodel. Was that enough? No. But it put some food on the table. That parlayed into, we just wanted to look at this, but now all of a sudden we're tearing off the roof because you knew enough to understand the change of value and the bank to connect them to and how they could do this without increasing the monthly payment in any significant amount, because we're going to take that money in that equity and the equity you've already built because you're still paying the payment on this. But when we add this and we refi and we get the new interest rate and the extension, it's only going to be a couple hundred months more. And instead of having to just think about redoing this bathroom or you couldn't afford the new home, you just made your new home incredibly more valuable and more excellent for your kids. You would not believe what flows. And now your next question to me, if you bought in, is what neighborhood do I go to? Your call. I would start with the one you're most comfortable in. And if you say, you don't understand, I'm just poor white trash like you grew up, Bob, place I'm most comfortable in is the ghetto area. Go to it. There's work there. There's work there. Now, where would I advise start? Upscale neighborhood. Find the most upscale neighborhood you can that is at least 20 years old. Because that means that those homes are still beautiful, they're still nice, they have wealthy people that have money, and they're getting outdated. And they just don't know where to go, or they haven't been able to make it a priority because they're busy with their lives. That is where I would start. And yes, door to door to door. You know what those guys do when they're selling? This is where I'll end. Your part of the country probably doesn't have this problem. My part of the country has extremely high homeowner insurance rates. We have them because of hail. Because any given year, your roof is going to be destroyed. Destroyed. by these massive pieces of ice that God has flung down from the sky at 100 miles an hour. And I mean, I have seen them penetrate roofs like a rifle shot, just drilling holes, man. We had one a few years ago here. Actually, it's been about 9 now. It's been quite a while. But I kid you not, it came so hard, it penetrated roofs, insulation, ventilation, all the way through. I mean, you're in your living room floor, go, this stuff. It was brutal. Tore holes, every fence was destroyed. It was insane. $1 billion worth of damage in just a 5-mile radius. Unbelievable. So we have this. You know how the roofing companies get the jobs? The next day, cockroaches over the fence. These salespeople, ambulance chasers, are climbing our gates. They're standing there as the sun is rising, as you're going out to get your morning coffee, to be the first one to put their card in your hand. Because they're all selling the same thing. And we all know it's just a stinking roof. And we all know it ain't you putting it on. Some group of poor illegal immigrants that have been subjected into labor to do the job for you because nobody else wants to. And we all know that you're doing it for free, what the insurance company pays you, because the insurance company, for some stupid reason, the only place in the world insurance companies overpay is for roofs. Do I understand why? No. Do they do it on burnouts? No. Do they do it on flood damage? No. Do they do it on theft? No. Vandalism? No. Health insurance? Give me a break. Anything. Your vehicle? No. The insurance company's whole purpose in life is to rip you off. Except for one area, I'll never understand why, but it's roofs. One area where the insurance company freely says, I'm going to pay you 4 times what it should cost, is roofs. And I'm telling you guys, it's insane. It's insane. They pay 3 to 4 times what it costs to get a roof on. And I asked one of them once, and they said, because the states hold us accountable to a standard, and you have to have a safe home. And we pay what we have to guarantee your roof is replaced within weeks, not years. Because at the price I would pay to put a roof on, it would stack up. There's only a fistful of crews, and it would literally, I mean, you'd be on a waiting list, and it could be a year or 2. At the price these people pay, they can afford to fly crews in from other cities and states to put them on. But how do they get the business? Door to door. Door to door, you met me, you shook my hand, here's my card. And their fantasy is to get you to give them their phone number. And they will climb up on that roof like a scurrying monkey and give you a free estimate and say, I'll get it done. And they will agree to fight for you. I mean, you don't have to do anything. Just give them your name and number, they got it. My point isn't to go become a roof salesman. My point is, it works. Now, I do want to go back to this. Guys, this is desperation. This is, I'm a brand new office. And what do you have in your brand new office? Time. What do you not have? Money. You know what you feel like after you've been open for a couple months? You feel like somebody slit your wrist and you're bleeding out. Because you're like, I came in, I'm so excited, such high hopes, went to convention, oh, training, oh, you know, Bob's so excited. The money's just pouring, nothing coming in. You are freaking out. You are losing faith. You are losing confidence. You're not even good at doing a presentation because you're so stinking scared because you're just bleeding cash. But you know what you have? You ain't got no money because it's flowing out so fast you're scared to death to spend more. You got time. Go gorilla yourself insane. If you haven't got enough business, if you're not paying your bills, guess what you have? Well, by very nature, you have a lot of time. You're not doing anything. Go do it. Because right now, your time's cheap. Is this how you want to make a living forever? Nah, it's hard. Like I said earlier, it's the most expensive type of advertising you do. But it is a way to get out, and it can keep going. Are there other types of guerrilla marketing? Absolutely, man. There's putting up signs on the billboards. Go to local universities. Stick your little flyer. I mean, what the heck? Why not? Put them anywhere and everywhere you can. Leave a business card at every single restaurant you ever go to. Every time you get a cup of coffee, accidentally drop some business cards on the floor at the local upscale 7-Eleven. Whatever, they're all there. The little signs that you put in the yards, they all work. They all work. But the lowest cost, most effective is literally door to door. It's exhausting, but it will work eventually. Now, remember when I said you're going to scatter an incredible amount of seeds? Guys, do you know how many doors you will knock on? How many flyers you will stuff under a door and in a mailbox in 13 hours in a crowded neighborhood if you're humping and going as fast as you can? Thousands. Thousands. Do it every day for 14 days. Tens of thousands. Are you going to have blisters and be exhausted? Yes. It's an incredible amount of work? Yes. Will you sell something off of tens of thousands of brochures hand-delivered to people's doors? Yeah. At least you darn sure should. So, those of you that I lost, I understand. If I talk too long, welcome to my world. But guys, this one's hard, this one's negative, this one's dirty, and it's brutal and it's ugly. But it's important and it does work. Am I saying everyone should do this? No. In all sincerity, man, go lazy. Let our ad agency do your advertising for you. Write a stinking check, get the leads, and sell them. Blech. Stuff's hard. But there's a balance in life, and there's a balance of skills, and things change. And guess what? They do it mine too. And why do I remember this? Because everything short of doing that, we did for the last couple months. Because we hit an ugly downturn here. Because guess what? I love that the economy is good, and we started early on that earlier. But in my part of the country that's controlled by energy, our economy's horrible. And it's been tough. Had the worst month we've ever had a few months back. Lost over 100 grand. Do you know how hard it is to make that up? I didn't like you make that kind of money every month. You're lucky that you take that kind of a hit. You're lucky if you break even for the year. It's so hard to recoup that. But after getting mad and yelling at myself and other people, we all buckled down, worked harder, got our little work ethic set right, started chasing, doing whatever talk we could, going after everything we could. And this month we made up almost all of it. We just had a record month. So, yes, God is good, and yes, we do get blessed, but it is, how deep are you digging? And it reminded me of this, and a couple phone calls reminded me of it as well. So I thought I should share it. I probably could have done this better. Probably could have done this a lot more positive. Probably could have done this a lot more motivational and rah, and I apologize that I didn't. But the reality is, I think when you tell people this kind of stuff, no matter how you tell them, they go, yeah, great, and they walk out going, I ain't going no door to door. So I'm trying to deal with it in the most realistic way I can. Trying to be as extremely helpful as I possibly can. Because yeah, it's got some negatives. But now and then you got to snake the toilet. It's a horrible job. Now and then you got to do it. So guys, I hope this was helpful. Yes, it is brutal. But if you do have to do it, I want to stress this to you. Believe it or not, it's actually kind of fun. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You really are. Go borrow a friend's Fitbit because they own one they don't use, because you're going to just be thrilled with how many steps you get. You're going to meet a lot of really nice people. You're going to have some scary adventures with some dogs. But you're going to have a good time. Because if you don't love people, you shouldn't be in this industry anyway. And you're going to have fun. You're going to meet some really nice folks. You're going to meet some weird folks. You're going to run into some quirky things. But you really are. You're going to find, man, I'm outdoors. Man, the sun's shining. This is fun. Look at this beautiful neighborhood. Look at that. And as you're going, you're going to sit there thinking, wow, if I could remodel that house, I'd do this, 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 that. And it's just, let it be cool, because it is. Is it the perfect use? No, I mean, come on, we've covered that. But if you are going to do it, realize there's some beauty and some fun in this. Go find that and enjoy it as well, because it really does have a lot to it. In the meantime, wrap your vehicle. In the meantime, never have a shirt like this. Have them branded, have them wrapped, get out, tell your story. Even if you're dumping insane money on advertising like we do, which it's offensive. I'm not even happy with it. It's too much. You still better back it up with telling your story, with being branded, with making sure they know what they are. Yeah, how many people see me on TV every day, and then they see me in my branded truck and in my branded shirt, and you know what the first question is? Are you the guy on TV? Trust me, you got to let them know. Yep, you got to be putting it out there. You've got to give the in. Enough talking for me. God bless you. Hope you have a wonderful day.